On the night of September 7th, 1996, a black BMW sat at a red light on the Las Vegas Strip. A white Cadillac pulled up beside it. The window came down, and the most important voice in hip-hop was hit 4 times in the front seat with the head of his record label sitting right next to him. He was 25 years old. He had sold tens of millions of records in barely 5 years. He died 6 days later, and for the next 27 years, not a single person was ever charged with his murder. This is the whole story of Tupac Shakur, the Black Panther's son, the poet, the convict, the icon, and the feud that may have killed him. And the arrest, almost 3 decades later, that means his murder may finally be answered in a courtroom this very year. East Harlem, New York, 1971. A baby boy is born and named Lesane Parrish Crooks. Before his first birthday, his mother renames him Tupac Amaru Shakur, after an 18th century revolutionary who fought an empire. His mother is Afeni Shakur, a member of the Black Panther Party. While pregnant with Tupac, she's on trial in New York as one of the Panther 21, facing more than 100 years in prison. She acts as her own lawyer. She wins. He is born just weeks after she walks free. So the cause was in his blood before he could speak, and so was the struggle. The family is poor, always moving, always under pressure. Childhood, for Tupac, is never quite safe. As a teenager, he lands somewhere that changes him, the Baltimore School for the Arts. There he studies acting, poetry, ballet, even Shakespeare. The hard-edged rapper the world would meet started out as a sensitive kid reciting verse on a stage. 1988. His mother moves the family across the country to Marin City, California, a small, struggling community they called the Jungle. The poverty follows them west. But so does his talent. He talks his way into the rap group Digital Underground, first carrying equipment and dancing, then grabbing the mic. In 1991, his voice hits records for the first time. That same year, 1991, he releases his debut album, Tupacalypse Now. It isn't party music. It's about police brutality, poverty, and racism, so raw it draws condemnation from the highest levels of American politics. And he isn't only a rapper. He acts a terrifying turn as Bishop in Juice, a tender one opposite Janet Jackson in Poetic Justice, a gangster in Above the Rim, a genuine double threat, and Hollywood notices. From the start, there are 2 of him. One writes, Brenda's got a baby, and Dear Mama, aching, tender, the voice of every struggling mother and forgotten kid. The other builds a persona he calls Thug Life. Both are completely real. That contradiction makes him magnetic, and it makes him a target. As his fame explodes, so do the run-ins, with rivals, with police, with the law. Then comes the case that changes everything. In late 1994, he is convicted of sexual abuse after a woman accused him and others of assaulting her in a hotel room. He is acquitted of the most serious charges and insists on his innocence, but he is convicted, and he is going to prison. November 1994. The night before that verdict, Tupac walks into Quad Studios in Times Square and is robbed and shot 5 times in the lobby. Somehow, he survives. But lying in that hospital bed, he becomes convinced the people who set him up came from inside the music world, from rivals on the East Coast he had once called friends. From that bed, the deadliest feud in hip-hop history is born. Convicted and out of options, he is sent upstate to the Clinton Correctional Facility. The biggest rising star in rap is now an inmate behind maximum security walls. And then, while he is locked in a cell, something extraordinary happens. 1995. His album Me Against the World debuts at #1 in America, making him the first artist in history to top the chart while serving a prison sentence. October 1995. A man named Suge Knight, the feared head of Death Row Records, posts his $1.4 million bond. Tupac walks out of prison and signs to Death Row that same day. He is free, but he owes everything. 1996. He delivers All Eyes on Me, hip-hop's first double album, a diamond-selling monster. He is, in this moment, the biggest rapper alive on Earth. But the war he started in that hospital bed now boils over. He records Hit 'Em Up, one of the most savage diss tracks ever made, aimed straight at his former friend on the other coast. East versus West stops being music. It becomes real, and it becomes dangerous. And his music turns strange and dark. He takes a new name, Machiavelli, after the philosopher Machiavelli he read in his cell, and records an entire album in just a few days. The lyrics sound like a man who already knows how little time he has left. September 7th, 1996. Las Vegas. Tupac is at the MGM Grand for the Mike Tyson fight, riding high, sitting with Suge Knight. In the lobby afterward, it goes wrong. Tupac and his crew get into a brawl with a young man named Orlando Anderson, a member of a Los Angeles gang. The fight is short, brutal, and caught on camera. Remember it. Everything that follows traces back to those few seconds. Hours later, they head out to a club. Tupac is in the passenger seat of Suge Knight's black BMW, rolling down the strip. At a red light at Flamingo Road and Koval Lane, the traffic stops. A white Cadillac slides up on the right. The gunfire is fast and close. Tupac is hit 4 times. Suge is grazed. The car tears away from the light, but the damage is already done. For 6 days, he fights at University Medical Center. On September 13th, 1996, Tupac Shakur is pronounced dead. He is 25 years old. And then nothing. No arrest. No trial. The murder of the most famous rapper in the world becomes the most famous unsolved case in music. The suspect everyone whispered about was Orlando Anderson, the man from the lobby fight. He denied it, was never charged, and was himself killed in an unrelated shooting 2 years later. The trail seemed to go cold with him. Into that silence rushed every theory imaginable: the coastal feud, the murder of his rival 6 months later, elaborate conspiracies, even the myth that Tupac faked his own death and is still alive. To be honest, those "he's alive" theories have never had a shred of proof, but for decades, the real answer stayed buried. Except one man would not stop talking: Dwayne Davis, known as Kef D, a former Los Angeles gang leader and the uncle of Orlando Anderson. In interviews and even in a 2019 memoir, Kef D placed himself in that white Cadillac on the night Tupac was shot. A confession hiding in plain sight for years. Then, on September 29th, 2023, 27 years after the shooting, Las Vegas police arrested Kef D, and a grand jury indicted him for first-degree murder. He is the only person ever charged in Tupac's killing. Here is what matters and what we will not get wrong. Kef D has pleaded not guilty. Prosecutors allege he orchestrated the shooting in revenge for that lobby fight. But an allegation is not a verdict. Nothing has been proven. That is exactly what a trial is for. And that trial is set for August of 2026. Which means it is happening right around the time you are hearing this. After almost 30 years of silence, a courtroom may finally decide who is responsible for the death of Tupac Shakur. Think about what he did with the time he had. In roughly 5 years, Tupac sold more than 75 million records worldwide. He left so much unreleased music behind that he kept topping the charts long after he was gone, including, 8 weeks after his death, an album under the name Machiavelli. In 2017, he became the first solo hip-hop artist ever inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The contradiction was never a flaw. It was the whole point. The Black Panther's son who wrote Dear Mama and Hit 'Em Up. The poet and the soldier. The gentlest voice and the angriest one, living inside the same young man. He was gone at 25, younger than most people who will ever hear his name. And somehow he is still the voice of a generation he never got to grow old inside. So rest easy, Tupac. The world tried to reduce you to a rap sheet and a feud, but the words outlived all of it, and they always will. If this one hit you, follow a new legend every week. We've told the story of the king of pop and the voice. Now the poet who saw it coming. Who should we cover next? Drop a name in the comments.